All right, welcome back everyone for another deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Um this is one that I think a lot of people have heard of before,
Hmm.
but maybe some folks, think it's a little bit too out there, a little bit too woo-woo.
Yeah, a little bit too much like wishful thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's fair.
Hmm.
Um we're gonna try and get beyond that today.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and look at some of the actual mechanisms of the law of attraction and some of the steps we can take to actually use it and,
Right.
beyond wishful thinking.
Absolutely. Because I think, a lot of times people think, oh, I just need to think positively and everything will just work out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little more nuanced than that.
Right.
We'll get into like how your energy plays a crucial role
Okay.
in actually shaping your reality.
So it's not just about, pasting on a smile and hoping for the best.
Right.
There's like actual science behind it.
Right. Absolutely. Think about it. Think about those days when you wake up in a good mood,
Mm-hmm.
right? Things just seem to flow.
Yeah.
You get a compliment from a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Or that project you've been working on just suddenly clicks.
Right.
That's your energy working for you.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But what about those times when, like,
Yeah.
it feels like the universe is, like, conspiring against you?
Right.
Like, you spill your coffee and you miss the bus and
Oh, yeah.
your boss dumps a whole bunch of work on your desk all before 9 a.m.
That's a great example. And I think what's happening there is you're feeling stressed and negative.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually emitting a different frequency.
Okay.
And you're likely to attract more experiences that match that energy.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
If I think my day is going to be terrible,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to act in ways that are going to make it terrible.
Yes. And that's where the 5 steps come in that you shared with me.
Okay.
They're not just some random feel-good tips. They're practical tools to shift your energy and align yourself with your desires.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's hear them. Let's hear them. So
Okay.
the first one is clarity.
Yes, clarity is so important
Okay.
because the universe responds to specifics.
Okay.
Think of it like this. If you ordered a package online, you wouldn't just put somewhere in the world
Right.
as the address.
No, definitely not.
Right.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way in college when I sent a care package to
Yeah.
the wrong dorm.
Exactly. So the universe needs an address
Right.
to deliver your desires.
Okay.
So instead of just vaguely wishing for more money,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be specific about how much,
Okay.
by when, and what it will allow you to do.
One of my sources used the example of, I want to earn $5,000 a month doing what I love.
Yes, that's much better.
Right? So much more powerful than just more money.
It is, because it paints a clear picture for the universe
Mm-hmm.
and helps you focus your energy and intention.
Okay, so step 1, get specific. Step 2 is gratitude.
Yes, gratitude.
And I've tried gratitude journaling before, but I
Mm.
gotta admit it feels a little forced sometimes.
I hear you, I hear you. But what's so fascinating is that even when it feels forced,
Yeah.
it still has a positive impact on your brain.
Okay.
There's research that practicing gratitude regularly can actually rewire your brain
Oh,
to
real?
focus on the positive.
So even if I don't really feel particularly grateful,
Mm-hmm.
just like going through the motions can still make a difference.
Exactly. It's like training your brain to see the good,
Okay.
even when things are tough.
That's pretty encouraging.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm sold on gratitude. What's next?
Okay, so next is all about identifying and overcoming your limiting beliefs.
Oh.
So these are those sneaky thoughts that hold you back from achieving your full potential.
Oh, yeah. I know these, like I'm not good enough,
Right.
or I'll never be able to afford that, or I'm too old to.
Those are classic examples.
Yeah.
And they often stem from past experiences or societal conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is we have the power to change them.
Okay, but how do we actually do that? How do we go from I can't to I can?
It starts with awareness.
Okay.
Pay attention to those negative thoughts and ask yourself, is this really true? Or is it just a story I'm telling myself?
Mm-hmm.
And once you've identified that limiting belief,
Yeah.
you can start to challenge it with evidence to the contrary.
So like for example, if my limiting belief is like I'm not creative enough to start my own business,
Mm-hmm.
I could remind myself of times when I have like come up with innovative solutions at work. Or,
Exactly. You're reframing the narrative
Mhm.
and replacing those old beliefs with new empowering ones.
So it's not about just like denying our doubts
Right.
or pretending that we don't have them.
Mm-hmm.
It's about like actively choosing to focus on the thoughts
Yeah,
that,
it's
that
so-
support our goals.
And that brings us to step 4, which is inspired action. And this is where a lot of people get tripped up.
Mhm.
They think the law of attraction is just thinking positive thoughts
Right.
and waiting for miracles to happen.
Yeah, but it's not enough to just sit on the couch and visualize our dream life,
Yes,
right?
it's not at all. The universe loves action,
Okay.
but it's not just any action. It's about taking inspired action.
Okay.
It's about feeling a sense of alignment and purpose behind what you're doing.
So how do we know if an action is inspired or if it's just like regular action?
Think about it. Does the action feel exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Does it flow effortlessly?
Oh, okay.
Does it feel like you're moving towards your goals with ease and joy?
Mm.
If so, you're on the right track.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all of this connects. Like,
Mhm.
we're not just waiting for the universe to hand us our dreams on a silver platter.
No,
We're like actually co-creating them through our thoughts, beliefs, and actions.
exactly. And that brings us to the final step, which is trusting the process.
Mm.
And this can be the hardest part because we live in a world that values instant gratification.
Oh, yeah, we want it all. We want it now.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But manifesting our dreams takes a little more patience.
Right. Okay.
But here's the thing. Even when you can't see the results yet, trust that the universe is working behind the scenes.
Okay.
Trust that everything is unfolding in perfect divine timing.
So even when it feels like nothing's happening,
Mm-hmm.
I should just keep believing and keep taking those inspired actions.
Exactly. It's like planting a seed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see the sprout right away,
Yeah.
but with consistent nurturing, it will eventually break through the soil and blossom.
Oh, man, this makes me think about all those times when I've given up on something right before, like, the breakthrough was about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like that time I almost quit learning French because I was so frustrated with my progress.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a few weeks later, I ended up getting this amazing internship in Paris.
That's a perfect example of how important it is to trust the timing of the universe.
Wow. Okay. So we've covered a lot of ground already. Yeah.
We've talked about clarity, gratitude, limiting beliefs, inspired action, and trusting the process.
We have.
I feel like I'm starting to get a much deeper understanding
Mm.
of how the law of attraction actually works.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
So much of what we've been talking about really hinges on this idea of energy,
Right.
like this invisible force that's constantly shaping our reality.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we actually like sense it?
Yeah.
How do we know if our energy is high or low?
That's a great question. It's all about tuning into your emotions and how they're impacting the world around you.
Okay.
So think of it like this. High energy is expansive, it's joyful,
Mm-hmm.
it's magnetic.
Okay.
It draws people and opportunities to you.
So like when I'm feeling confident and enthusiastic, that's high energy.
Exactly. And it's not just about feeling good, it's about radiating that positive energy outwards.
Mm.
People can sense it, they're drawn to it. It's
Mm.
like you become a beacon of positivity.
Right.
Yeah, that makes me think about like those people who just seem to light up a room when they walk in. They have like this infectious energy that makes you feel good just being around them.
Precisely. And then on the flip side, when your energy is low,
Mm-hmm.
you might feel withdrawn, drained, even invisible.
Okay.
Opportunities might pass you by.
Right.
You might find it harder to connect with others.
So like awareness is key.
Yes.
We need to pay attention to how we're feeling and how our energy is impacting our experiences.
Exactly.
But what if we're stuck in a low energy rut?
Yeah.
What can we do to like shift our vibration?
There's so many tools and techniques that you can use.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites is visualization.
Okay.
And it's not just about daydreaming.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating a vivid mental picture of what you want to manifest and really feeling the emotions associated with it.
So if I'm manifesting like my dream job,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't just visualize myself like sitting at a desk in a fancy office. I would like really try and feel like the excitement of working on projects that I love or like the sense of accomplishment from reaching my goals,
Mm-hmm.
even the feeling of like the plush carpet under my feet.
Exactly. You're bringing all of your senses into it,
Okay.
which makes it more powerful
Mm-hmm.
and believable for your subconscious mind.
And our subconscious mind is really the key here, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not always easy to control our conscious thoughts, especially when we're bombarded with negative news and, just dealing with all the stresses of everyday life.
You're absolutely right. And that's why techniques like visualization and affirmations are so important because they help us reprogram those subconscious beliefs.
So you mentioned affirmations.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about how those work?
Yeah, affirmations are simply positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly.
Okay.
The key is to choose affirmations that resonate with you and that you genuinely believe, or at least want to believe.
So instead of saying something generic like, I am rich and successful,
Right.
I would tailor it to my specific desires.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am attracting a fulfilling and well-paying job that allows me to use my talents to make a positive impact.
Exactly. And the more you repeat these affirmations,
Mm-hmm.
the more they start to sink into your subconscious mind
Okay.
and influence your thoughts, beliefs, and actions.
I've also heard that it's helpful to like write down your affirmations
Yes.
and put them somewhere where you'll see them off, like on your bathroom mirror
Yes.
or on your refrigerator.
The more you expose yourself to these positive messages, the more likely they are to take root.
This is making me think about something you said earlier about like everyone having the potential to manifest their desires.
Yeah.
But what about people who face like systemic barriers
Right.
or who have experienced trauma?
Hmm.
That makes it hard for them to believe in a positive future.
That's an important question.
Yeah.
And it's something that we need to approach with sensitivity and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
The law of attraction doesn't negate the very real challenges that people face due to inequalities or personal trauma.
Right.
However, it can still be a powerful tool for healing, empowerment, and creating positive change.
So for someone who's been through a lot of hardship, it might take them more time and effort
Absolutely.
to shift their beliefs and align with their desires.
It's not about dismissing their pain
Right.
or telling them to just think positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's about acknowledging their experiences, honoring their resilience,
Yeah.
and supporting them in their journey toward healing and manifestation.
I'm glad we addressed that because I think it's important to remember that everyone's journey is unique and there's no like one-size-fits-all approach to manifesting.
Exactly. The law of attraction is a tool, but it's not a magic wand.
Right.
It requires effort, commitment,
Yeah.
and a willingness to do the inner work.
And sometimes that inner work can be pretty challenging, especially when we're dealing with those like deeply ingrained limiting beliefs. It can feel like we're fighting against like a lifetime of conditioning.
That's true. But remember, you have the power to choose what you believe and how you respond to those beliefs.
This makes me think about those times when I've been so focused on manifesting a specific outcome
Yeah.
that I've become almost obsessed with it.
Right.
Like it's all I can think about and I'm constantly like checking for signs or trying to force things to happen.
That's a common trap.
Yeah.
When we become too attached to a particular outcome, we actually create resistance,
Okay.
which blocks the flow of manifestation.
So it's not about micromanaging the universe.
Right.
It's about setting our intentions, taking inspired action, and then like letting go and trusting the process.
Exactly. Think of it like sending a letter to a friend.
Okay.
You write the letter,
Oh, yeah.
you put it in the mailbox,
Mm-hmm.
and then you trust that it will reach its destination.
Yep.
You don't spend all day worrying about whether the mail carrier will show up.
Yeah, no, that's a helpful analogy.
It takes the pressure off.
It does. It makes me wonder, are there like different ways that people approach the law of attraction? Like, some folks seem to be really drawn to the idea of manifesting material wealth,
Yeah.
while others are more focused on like love or happiness or spiritual growth.
That's a great observation. The law of attraction can be applied to any area of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's about identifying what truly matters to you
Okay.
and then aligning your energy with those desires.
So it's not just about becoming a millionaire
Right.
or attracting a fancy car.
Mhm.
It's about creating a life that feels fulfilling and aligned with your values.
Precisely. It's about attracting experiences, relationships, opportunities that nourish your soul and help you grow.
I love that it takes the focus off of material possessions and it shifts it to like creating a life that feels truly abundance in all aspects.
And that state of abundance ultimately stems from a deep sense of self-love and acceptance.
Okay.
When you love and appreciate yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you radiate a frequency that attracts more love, abundance, and positive experiences into your life.
This all ties back to what we were talking about earlier about like the importance of clearing out those limiting beliefs
Yes.
that tell us we're not good enough or worthy of happiness.
When you release those limiting beliefs
Mm-hmm.
and embrace your inherent worthiness, You become a magnet for all the good things the universe has to offer.
This is so empowering.
It
It's
is.
like we have this untapped potential within us just waiting to be unlocked.
And the law of attraction provides the key.
Okay, so let's say I'm totally on board with this and I'm ready to start manifesting my dreams.
Okay?
What's a good first step?
Start by choosing one specific area of your life that you'd like to focus on.
Okay, so instead of trying to manifest a new job, a new relationship, and $1 million all at once,
Right.
I should narrow my focus and channel my energy into one specific desire.
Exactly. This allows you to concentrate your efforts and increase your chances of success.
And then based on what we've discussed, I would get really clear on what I want.
Mhm.
Visualize it, feel the emotions, and then start taking inspired action.
You got it. And don't forget to sprinkle in a healthy dose of gratitude and trust along the way.
This is making me realize that I have more control over my reality
You
than
do.
I often give myself credit for.
And that's the beauty of the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
It empowers you to become the conscious creator of your own life.
Okay, I'm officially inspired to take my manifestation practice to the next level.
I love it.
Wow, this whole conversation has just been, it's been so eye-opening.
Yeah, it is fascinating.
I feel like I'm finally understanding the law of attraction, like, beyond just those surface level interpretations, you know?
Right. The more we explore it, I think the more we realize how interconnected everything is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, and the world around us.
It's like we're all part of this, like, giant web of energy, and we're constantly, like, influencing and being influenced by, like, everything and everyone around us.
Exactly. And I think the law of attraction is essentially the language of that web.
Okay.
It's how we communicate our desires to the universe and how the universe responds in kind.
You know, it's funny, before we started this deep dive, I was a little bit skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
I'd always associated the law of attraction with those, like, you know, get rich quick schemes,
Right.
or those, like, overly positive affirmations that just felt kind of cheesy to me.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, there's definitely a lot of misinformation and oversimplification out there.
Mm-hmm.
But when we strip away all the hype
Mm-hmm.
and really delve into the core principles,
Right.
it becomes much more nuanced and profound, I think.
Right. Absolutely. It's not about, like, manipulating the universe or forcing things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's about aligning ourselves with our highest good
Right.
and then allowing the universe to work its magic.
And sometimes that means surrendering to the unknown,
Right.
even when it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's where trust comes in, right?
Actually-
Exacting that even when things aren't going according to plan,
Mm-hmm.
that there's a bigger picture unfolding that
Yeah.
we may not be able to see yet.
Precisely. And that trust can be cultivated through practices like meditation, mindfulness,
Mm-hmm.
spending time in nature.
Right.
These practices help us quiet the mind,
Yeah.
connect to our intuition,
Mhm.
and tap into that deeper wisdom that resides within us.
You know, this is making me think about those times when I've experienced, like, synchronicities
Mm-hmm.
or, like, those coincidences that just felt too perfect to be random.
Right?
Like when I was thinking about a particular problem
Mm-hmm.
and then I, like, stumbled across a book
Yes.
or an article that had, like, the exact solution I needed.
I think those synchronicities are often signs that we're on the right path and that the universe is supporting us in ways that we may not even be aware of.
So it's like we're being guided by, like, a higher power or a universal intelligence. Mm-hmm.
That's always working in our favor,
Yes,
even when it doesn't seem like it.
exactly. And the more we open ourselves up to that guidance,
Yeah.
the more we'll experience those magical synchronicities.
This is all so fascinating.
It is.
I feel like I'm starting to see the world through a whole new lens.
And that's the power of the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
It expands our awareness and helps us see the interconnectedness of everything.
Right.
It reminds us that we're not just passive observers in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
but active creators.
I'm so glad we took this deep dive together. I feel like I've gained so many valuable insights
Me too.
that I can apply to my own life.
Yeah. And remember, the journey of manifestation is ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there will be ups and downs. There will be moments of doubt
Yeah.
and times when you need to course correct. But if you stay committed to aligning your energy with your desires
Mm-hmm.
and trust the unfolding of your journey, you will eventually manifest your dreams. So for anyone listening who's feeling inspired to start their own manifestation journey, what's the one piece of advice you would give them?
Start with self-love.
Oh, yeah.
Embrace your worthiness. Cultivate gratitude for all the good in your life. And believe in your power to create a reality that reflects your truest desires.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you with this question to ponder. Now that you have a deeper understanding of the law of attraction, what one thing will you focus your energy on attracting into your life? Until next time, keep those vibes high and those dreams alive.